and welcome back to Earth Whispers with me, your host, Faye Semple. This is the channel for you if you are fascinated by Earth energies, ancient sacred sites, and the lost technology of our ancestors. Today, I want to talk about a fascinating subject. I call it harmonic field design. And I think it's a cutting edge approach to understanding how invisible energy patterns actually shape our spaces and even our biology. So today we're going to be exploring the science behind sacred geometry and subtle energy fields, showing you how these principles really are rooted in ancient wisdom and modern research, and that they can transform your home, your health, and your life. So if you want to know how shapes can boost your energy or create a thriving living space, stick around because we're diving deep and I'm going to be sharing some practical tips. And if you like the content, please like, subscribe, share, comment. It all helps me to reach more people. So, harmonic field design, that's the name I've given it. What is it? So it's a science of using shapes, patterns, and placements to balance the invisible energy fields around of it. So you've got to think of it as really biofield tuning for your environment. So biofield tuning deals with the human energy field. I think about outlining vibrations in our space, the world around us, with natural rhythms of life. So at its core, this practice draws on sacred geometry, which is one of the three principles underneath Western geomancy. We have sacred geometry, we have geocosmology, and in Western geomancy particularly, we have the third discipline, which is dowsing, because that's how we identify where all these earth energies and forms are. So this core, this what I call natural field design, draws on sacred geometry. This is the universal patterns found in everything from your own DNA to the galaxies of the universe. Now, they aren't just pretty shapes. They're like energy codes, if you like, that influence how energy flows. So ancient cultures used these principles to build temples and sacred sites. And today we're rediscovering really how they can harmonize our homes, our bodies using modern tools and science. We're really catching up with what our ancestors knew. So shapes don't just look good, they tune the energy of your life. So let's dive into the science behind this because it's really interesting. Sacred geometry studies patterns, things like the Vesica Pisces, two overlapping circles, or the flower of life, and which are found, these patterns are found in nature, in the structure of our cells even. And these patterns act like blueprints for energy flow, energy that then will come into form, into matter. So research has shown us how biofields, which are, all sorts of energy vibrations that flow in our bodies, are surrounded by an electromagnetic field that responds to vibration and geometry. And studies in physics and biophysics suggest that geometric patterns can influence subtle energy fields. So the geometry can influence the form. So think of them as invisible waves that carry information. For example, the Vesica Pisces, when we draw it, is known to create balance, resonating with both the physical and energetic aspects of a shape, which is why the Vesica Pisces is often implicit in the designs of cathedrals, sacred spaces. You can't see it, but it's built into the structure. So it has an effect on both the physical space and the energetic space. And in my work in geomancy, we use these patterns to neutralize disruptive energy, like those coming from environmental stress, and we amplify life-enhancing vibrations using shapes. So this is what I love about this work. Is a really cool part is these energy fields aren't just in sacred sites. They're everywhere. They're in your home, they're in your body, even your thoughts interact with these fields. So by using special geometric tools, which are geometrical shapes, we can tune into these fields to help support our health and harmony, much like tuning an instrument. We can tune ourselves to helpful frequencies. So let's talk about creating sacred space. So ancient builders knew that certain shapes and layouts could amplify positive energy. So I talked about we know that certain shapes are built into the design, the harmonics of cathedrals, sacred spaces, stone circles, pyramids. And if we work with the harmonic field design, with this brings this into the modern world, so we can use geometric tools to sort of balance the energy of our home or our office, our workspace. So we got, think of it like feng shui. We're balancing energy, and all forms of geomancy balance energy, but it's very much grounded in the physics of fields and vibrations. So we have the spiritual aspect of the vibes make me feel good, but we've got the physics of it's these fields and vibrations that create that effect that enable you to thrive. So if research into, which fascinates me, into biofields and environmental science shows that these disruptive energies, like electromagnetic radiations from devices, can stress our bodies and leading to issues, things like, poor sleep and fatigue. So by placing geometric tools in your space, shapes, form, so you can neutralize these energies and create a vibrational sanctuary. So, there are studies in Europe have shown that specific geometric patterns reduce health complaints in areas with high electromagnetic pollution. So we're blending really two disciplines here. We're blending, sort of ancient spiritual knowledge and physics and maths. And of course, doing that, you can unlock the secrets of creation, can't you? We're not there yet, but we're getting an insight into how these things are happening. And it's not just about, spaces that we inhabit. Your body has an energy field too. So we can use harmonic field design to use patterns that resonate with your biofield. So some people, you could use tuning forks, but you can have objects of a geometric shape, but you can also put yourself in geometric shapes that resonate with your biofield and therefore potentially supporting cellular health and emotional balance. And you can reduce anxiety just by meditating within a geometric pattern. And we can use dowsing to find out which geometric pattern most suits us. Is it a square? Is it a triangle? Is it a circle? Is it an octahedron? What is it? But we can use dowsing, for instance, in geometry to say, taking everything into consideration, which is the best geometric shape for me to sit in while meditating. So we can use these simple shapes. We can use geometric shapes, sorry, really, really simply. And here are, three simple steps really to start tuning your energy fields. So you can draw energy patterns. You can grab a pen and simply draw energetic patterns. Get a compass, draw a vesica Pisces. These shapes resonate with your biofield, and they can actually just be placed in your space to promote balance. So that's one of the ways you can help you. You can use a geometric a tool like something like a pendant or a cube to harmonize your home. And you can place it in areas like your bedroom or your desk to counteract disruptive energies. And a lot of these shapes occur naturally in earth energy, I will say. There are toroidal shapes or vesica Pisces shapes that occur in 3D energetic form. A cube is one of those forms. We often people often talk about energy lines and we see these lovely curving shapes, but there are huge geometric cubes in the landscape as well. And you can meditate with geometry. So you can visualize a sacred shape during meditating, or you can use a YouTube meditation that has fractal geometry. And this practice can boost your clarity and it can boost your vitality. So think of it as tuning your environment and your body like you tune a guitar. Start small and notice how your space feels more alive. Notice how your body feels. So why does this matter? Why would we want to do this? Because it connects us to the science of creation. Sacred geometry and biofield research reveal that everything, your body, your home, the universe, the entire universe, operates on vibrational patterns. Now, by working with these patterns, we can create spaces and lives that we feel vibrant, we feel balanced. In a world full of stress and technology, working with the basic principles, shape and energy, offers a practical way to restore harmony in our lives. It's about using I prefer to use science-backed tools to align with the natural rhythms of life, creating spaces where you can just thrive in your life. So that's really your guide to what I call harmonic field design. I hope it has inspired you to explore how energy patterns and sacred geometry can transform your life. It's all part of the wider field of geomancy. So you can check out resources into sacred geometry to dive deeper, or you can download my free material below. We have a quiz to assess the energy quality in your home, decoding sacred secrets, which is all about the organic technology in sacred sites. And if you want to learn to dowse, there's a beginner's guide to dowsing down below as well. So if you love this content, just hit like, subscribe, or share it with someone who needs more balance and harmony in their lives. And drop me a comment. Have you ever tried working with energy fields or geometry? Because I often talk about energy blueprints. Everything has an energy blueprint and they are geometrical. And when you can tap into that, you can change how the thing manifests in our 3D world. So I'd love to hear your comments. Let's chat. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.